Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Jessica and we are Unite Inside. We help people unite with all the parts inside of them. And in this video, I will be talking about a very important subject that you really need to learn how to not do, which is how to not have a low self-esteem. How to heal your low self-esteem. So this is very important because there are a lot of people that are suffering right now from a low self-esteem. They feel worthless and it's very painful. Okay, so having a low self-esteem, what does that mean? It means that you have a low self-worth. Okay, you don't know your worth. You think that you deserve so little. You think that you are not good enough. You are unlovable. You are unlikable, and that's why you believe that because you are unlikable, because you are unlovable, that makes you not good enough, and therefore you are afraid that people aren't gonna love you, that people aren't gonna accept you, that you don't deserve. You're afraid that you might not deserve love, that you might not deserve understanding, that you might not deserve compassion, that you might not deserve to be treated well. Okay, and so when you don't believe that you deserve to be treated well, what do? You allow yourself to not be treated well because you're so scared of being abandoned, of not being loved, to the point that you allow people that don't deserve you, that disrespect you and mistreat you into your life. You allow them to stay. You don't set any boundaries with them because boundaries scare you. You feel like you're gonna lose them. Because of that fear of abandonment, you basically allow these people to stay and mistreat you, and that makes you feel even worse about yourself, and that makes you feel even more not good enough. And the reason for this is because you're not really getting what you want. You're actually getting mistreated, but you can't leave because you feel like if you leave, no one will ever love you. It's a deep fear of that no one will love me because I'm unworthy. Why am I not worthy? Because I'm unlovable. Okay? You believe you're unlovable. It's very painful when someone believes that. And it's not true. No one in this world is unlovable. But what makes us believe this about ourselves? Well, it's always back to our childhood. We believe it because of many reasons. First, the first reason is if you were criticized a lot as a kid, being criticized constantly makes you feel like there is something wrong with you. You know why? Because when someone is criticizing you, what are they saying? They're saying that what you're doing is wrong and that you need to change. And especially if someone does it all the time, it's a constant message to your brain that you're wrong, that there's something wrong with you, which makes you have so much shame about yourself. Being constantly criticized really causes you to have deep shame. Deep shame can be so it's a low vibrational feeling that stops you from accepting yourself the way you are, because you've never been accepted the way you are. You've always been told that you're not good enough, that you need to do more, that you need to be more, that you need to achieve more. Someone being so harsh and not having any empathy towards you, just always wanting you to just always give more and be more, and just never getting enough, just being so greedy. They never appreciated you. They never really saw who you truly are. They never really appreciated just the human being that you are. And so deep down, you just always felt like you were not good enough. Of course, you're not gonna feel good enough after being criticized for years. Okay? Being criticized is one of the traumas that can happen to you, that can cause you to not feel good enough about yourself, that can cause you to not feel. It actually creates an inner voice inside of you that is always criticizing you. Okay? And why? Because it's actually your parents' inner voice. Okay? It's your parents' voice when they were criticizing you, and it actually became your inner voice so that you can protect yourself. You took on that part of them because you're like, I need to criticize myself first before other people. Because if I point out my flaws, Other people are not going to point them out. Or if they did point them out, I'm not going to be too surprised. I already know what a piece of shit I am. And it's so hurtful because you're not a piece of shit. That's not who you are. But if someone keeps criticizing you instead of like making you feel good about yourself, you will feel like a piece of shit. You will. Because it's an energy that keeps like being projected on you over and over. Okay? Another thing that could really make you feel make you have a low self-esteem is constantly being blamed for everything. If you had a parent that never took responsibility for their mistakes, for their problems and feelings, and they made you the problem all the time, they made you like you are responsible for everything that's horrible going on in their life, you're gonna feel horrible about yourself. You know what that makes someone feel when someone is constantly being criticized? First of all, it creates a lot of self-judgment. You will always judge yourself instead of having empathy for yourself because someone always judged you as bad, okay? When someone keeps saying you're bad, you need to be different, you need to take responsibility for this thing that you didn't even do, and you just feel like you're not a good person to be around. Because the person that you were with was always throwing their bullshit on you, taking all their anger on you, you felt like maybe you're not a good person and a fun person to be around. You did take the blame. You felt like maybe you started feeling guilty for everything, for even existing, for taking up space, for loving yourself, for putting yourself first, okay? For doing anything for yourself, you started feeling guilty because someone made you feel bad for doing that. Made you feel like you were selfish, made you feel like you were that like you didn't deserve to take up space, that you didn't deserve to be happy. Every time you wanted to do something good for yourself, the person that you were with, if it's a parent or if it's a partner or whatever, they made you feel like crap and shit about it, okay? And so being constantly blamed for everything creates deep self-judgment and guilt. And that really stops you from liking yourself. That is what's causing you to not like yourself, to not feel like you are likable. Because being likable, you want to be validated. You want people to think that you're a good person. But if someone constantly saying that you are bad, constantly judging you as bad for everything that you do, you start to feel that guilt. You start to feel guilty, and it's so heavy. And so when you feel like that, especially because you were a kid, feeling guilty all the time can make you feel like you're a bad person. You're not a good source of joy. You don't feel like you have a good purpose in life. You feel like maybe you shouldn't exist. That's what really will make you feel worthless too, because you feel like you don't have any worth. You're not really, people are not benefiting from you. People are not having like good, like a good life from being around you. And actually, it was not your fault, okay? It wasn't your fault that your parent didn't know how to take responsibility of their feelings, and so they had to always blame someone about their life, okay? Because they didn't want to take the blame. They didn't want to feel guilty and shame about their own problems, and so they just blamed you. So it's not your fault, and it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that being around you is not joyful. Okay? Be the right people that all truly see who you are, truly see what a beautiful person you are. They will not think that about you. They will not think you are a bad source of, you're not a like a joyful source of happiness, like, you know. And so yeah, someone made you feel like that. And it can really, this kind of thing where you're constantly being blamed, it can actually make you feel, there's another thing that it can make you feel. It can make you feel like you're not, you can make you hate yourself, actually. It can make you hate yourself because you feel like you're always doing the wrong thing and that you always are like bad all the time. So you feel like you're a bad person. You start to hate yourself. You start to dislike yourself, okay? You start to blame yourself. They're blaming you and you're blaming yourself. It causes a pattern of constantly blaming yourself, okay? Which blaming yourself is not loving. It's very like, it's a bad negative energy that you're doing to yourself, okay? You're doing it because someone that did it to you, and that can cause you to have low self-esteem, okay? It really does. I'm just breaking the patterns right now that make you feel bad about yourself, so that you can really become aware of them and find a way to heal them. And I will share steps and tips to heal this low self-esteem that you have. Another thing that can really cause you to have a low self-esteem is when someone keeps pushing you around and punishing you for like mistreating you, and then when you set a boundary, they're punishing you for that boundary. Okay, like instead of like respecting your boundary, they're making it even worse. When that happens to you, you feel unsafe. You feel like you can't even protect yourself because you can't even set a boundary without being punished about it. Like, for example, when you call someone out on their bullshit, they switch the situation on you. They make you look like the problem. It's always your fault. You know, like, it's just so unsafe. Okay? When you finally set a boundary, they try to do something that can make you stop your boundary. That can make you, like, be like, oh, I'm not going to set a boundary because it's going to hurt me. Okay? They threaten to leave, or they tell you, I'm going to leave you if you do this to me. It's just so abusive, okay? If you've been abused like this, mistreated, and then no one respected your boundaries, you will feel so disrespected from within, and you will start to disrespect yourself, because you will feel so like, you will feel so scared of like setting boundaries because like you don't want to be hurt, you don't want to be mistreated again. So like boundaries don't work. And so what works? People pleasing. You please. Okay, you please people. You try to like make peace with other people, and you try to like lick their butts so that they can calm down and not hurt you. It's so scary. It makes you feel so much power, like so much powerlessness and so weak, because you have disconnected from your own power of setting boundaries. Okay, because of how much you're scared of being abandoned. And so like what you really needed to do is to leave these people and to not be around them, but you were so scared that if you did leave, that you're not going to have the love that you want, because you deep down felt so broken and unworthy, because they gradually pull you down. Like when someone always tells you that you're not going to find better than them, and that you are not that good enough, or that you are not that you're not a good person, and that you're not the best, and that they can have better than you. It makes you feel so scared that maybe they can find better than you. And so you try to hold on to them and cling into that their love that's not even love. They're not even loving you. And so deep down you feel so disappointed and so hurt by yourself for doing this, for constantly like giving up your boundaries for them. And it's because deep down you actually feel so worthless. You actually don't think that you deserve any love. And for that reason, why you keep giving up your boundaries, why you keep giving up your values. And that really makes you feel like you're disrespecting yourself. And therefore, it's hard to feel respect for yourself. It's very hard to respect yourself while you're allowing yourself to be mistreated because of your fear. The fear can be so like anxiously, it can make you feel so anxious and so bad that you just can't do it. You just feel like you physically can't like separate yourself from this person, or like speak up. Sometimes you can even like freeze before you speak up for yourself, because like speaking up for yourself can remind you of maybe you're gonna be hurt even more, maybe you're gonna be pushed around even more, maybe you're gonna be punished even more, and so you're trying to protect yourself, and so your body literally stops you from even speaking up for yourself. So you can't speak up for yourself, you can't have any boundaries, you can't even have any standards. It's a mess. Okay, it's so painful to be in a situation like this, and therefore you allow someone to hurt you over and over, and it fucks up your nervous system. You feel so anxious and so damaged and so hurt from within. It's a horrible pattern to be in. It's so horrible. It's so like dysregulating to the nervous system. Okay, it's so dysregulating. So how do you get out of this shit? How do you get out of it? Okay, so I'm gonna share with you some tips and steps that will help you stop having a low self-esteem. Okay, this is gonna help you. This is gonna be very, very helpful for you. Pay attention to it because it can be life-changing. So let's start with it. So the first thing you need to do is, it's very, very important to get into the root cause of your problem, which is low self-esteem. The root cause, and I'm gonna spell it out right now to you. I'm gonna tell you what it is. The root cause is feeling worthless. Okay? Why? Because of a belief which is there is something wrong with me. Okay? And believing that you are unlovable and that you are unlikable. Or thinking that you might be unlovable and unlikable. A lot of times we don't believe it for sure that we are unlikable, but it could be that we think that we might be unlovable. So you have a doubt, you have a little bit of an insecurity. It's not just a little bit, it's a big insecurity. You're insecure about who you are. You're not like secure in your body and in your like in yourself, in your personality, in who you are. You have a bunch of beliefs about yourself that are insecure. You have to write them down, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is ask yourself, what are the beliefs that I have about myself that are causing me to feel worthless about myself, that are causing me to lower my boundaries, lower my standards, that are causing me to, what do I think about myself that makes me allow myself to be with someone that doesn't respect me? What do I think about myself that makes me put myself in a situation of someone mistreating me and not setting boundaries, not setting the right boundaries? The list will look like, because I'm a nerd, or because not like cool, or because I'm a loser, or because just like all the beliefs that you think about yourself, you need to see them in front of you. These beliefs are making you think that you are unworthy, okay? So I need you to write down a list of those beliefs that make you feel unworthy about yourself. You need to see them, and then you need to, yes, so once you know these insecurities, weaknesses, you can say, maybe because you don't like your body, you judge yourself, you judge your body, you think you're not hot enough, or you think you're not beautiful enough, or you think you're not rich enough. A lot of things will come from just like beliefs about who you are, like just like believing that you're not, like I said, you're not rich enough, or you're not good enough, or whatever, in any way. Just like write them all down. You're not hot enough, or you're ugly. Just like write down all the horrible beliefs and insecurities that you have. Okay? And now what I need you to do is, this is a very important thing. You have to welcome all your insecurities. This needs to be at a point in your life where you will no longer run from these insecurities. You no longer run from these horrible things that you feel about yourself. So I need you to welcome the insecurities. I need you to be okay with the vulnerabilities that you have. Be okay with the weaknesses that you have. I need you to try to accept these things about yourself. Even if they're not real, because they feel so real, I need you to accept this about yourself. I need you to love yourself regardless of them. So because you're not defined by your body, you're not defined by your personality, you are this awareness, okay? You are more than your insecurities, more than your feelings. So if you feel weak, or if you feel insecure or vulnerable, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are weak. And also it doesn't define you in a way of that it doesn't mean that you are weak. But like when we feel something, we tend to define ourselves and label ourselves with it. Like when we feel unworthy, when we feel sad, when we feel sorry for ourselves, we tend to make that mean that we are really like weak. No, it doesn't mean that you're weak. And if you want to feel stronger, you need to welcome it. You need to be okay with it. You need to hold space for it and have compassion instead of self-judgment. Having compassion for these weaknesses and for these vulnerabilities makes those feelings feel better, and it makes them feel more strong. You will feel stronger as a person. So get into the habit of not defining yourself by your feelings and by your weaknesses, and instead express them, talk about them in a way that does not mean that you are defined by them, in a way that you're not labeling yourself with them. So find a way to express that this is how you feel about yourself. Like journal these feelings, or talk to someone that you love, or someone that you trust, or I don't know, just like be like open about how you feel, how insecure you feel, and when you talk about it, understand that you might feel that way, but it doesn't define you. And this is really the switch. When you feel your feelings in a way that you don't believe that your feelings define you, it can be easy to hold space for them. It can be easy to heal them. It can be easy to look at them and heal them, because you know why? Because you don't feel like it's too personal. You don't have to take those vulnerabilities personal and make it mean something about yourself. A lot of times that's what we do. And really, when we make that mean something about ourselves, it's not true. It's just opinions. It's just an opinion about ourselves. And opinions can be wrong. And so you don't have to have a strong opinion about yourself and believe that it's true. It's okay that you have that opinion about yourself, but you can observe it and you can let it be there and have compassion for it and just like hold space for yourself while you're experiencing it. Okay? You don't have to define yourself like with your weaknesses. Just because you feel ugly, it doesn't mean that you are actually ugly. And it's okay that you feel ugly. It's okay that you don't like yourself and you have all these, that you are struggling with yourself. It's okay, okay? Hold space for yourself. And don't forget to tell yourself that you are worthy, okay? Don't forget to like support yourself while you're feeling those feelings. So this is one of the first things that you can do. One of the first practices that you can do to stop feeling this low self-esteem. You have to become strong by facing your vulnerabilities and your insecurities, by allowing them to rise to the surface and just like being there for them. Stop running away from them. Look at them with love and compassion. They are a part of you that's hurt, that needs to be heard, that needs to be understood, needs your attention. So give it your attention. Just like give yourself the space of like, it's okay and it's safe to be there. It's okay and it's safe to exist, for your insecurities to exist. If you do that, those insecurities will start to heal. They will start to repair because you're there for it and you're being compassionate and you're expressing it. Okay, the more you express your hurt feelings to yourself and to other people that you love, the more those feelings will not become shameful anymore. The shame only comes because you're not like understanding it, you're hiding it, you're like, oh, this is shameful. But like the more you talk about it, the more it's gonna be resolved. I'm telling you, the more you express it, the more it's gonna be resolved. The more you talk about it as if you're not, like when you're expressing it, when you're talking about it, you don't have to think that it means something about you, that it means that you're weird, or that it means that you're, no, it doesn't. You're a human being, and it's okay that you feel that way. It's okay. Don't feel too much shame. It's okay that you feel that way. Okay? Yeah. So let's go to the second step that you can do if you wanna feel worth, if you want to feel your self-worth, if you want to stop feeling such low self-esteem. Okay? So the second most important step, and I need you to be very focused with me here, is you have to become aware of how you really feel about yourself. Okay? So literally don't bullshit yourself. Seriously, face to face with yourself. How do you really feel about yourself? What do you really think about yourself? Okay? As painful as it might seem, write down all the horrible things that you feel about yourself. Okay? You need to write it all down. You need to become face to face with it. Stop hiding it. Stop hiding it behind affirmations, behind saying, oh, I'm a bad bitch. No, you don't feel like a bad bitch. Stop lying to yourself and just tell yourself how you truly feel about yourself. Just become aware. Becoming aware of how you feel about yourself can really make you feel like a bad bitch because you're not hiding, because you're finally being brave enough to be face to face with how you feel about yourself. Okay? So I need you to look in the mirror and tell yourself, how do you feel about yourself? What are the different emotions that come up? Do you feel stupid? Do you feel like you're such a, like, not so good or whatever? Just whatever feelings that are being triggered, and write them down. Write them down because you need to be face to face with them, and then try to feel them. Feel how you feel about yourself, okay? And then once you're done with this, I need you to write down, like, I need you to get to the root problem, to the root belief, okay? So if you believe that you're ugly, write down, why do I believe that I'm ugly? And then write down, because of this, because of my nose, or because of this, whatever, okay? So, and then once you get to the root cause, or once you get to the root feeling of why you feel the way you feel about yourself, like, oh, I feel like I'm stupid, oh, because I never know things, or because whatever it is that you think about yourself, and write it down, just understand that all these are judgments and criticism towards yourself that you are having towards yourself. So once you have it in front of you, you have to find a way to change those beliefs. You have to find a way to break them, to break those beliefs, so that you no longer believe this about yourself, so that you no longer believe that you're weak, and that you're anxious, and that you're this kind of person, okay? But by getting to the root cause is how you're gonna be able to truly like get into the truly like heal it. It's because you need to get into why you feel the way you feel about yourself, and once you have the why, you have to like keep challenging that thought, keep telling yourself like, but like it doesn't mean it, like start to change it up by challenging the thought. Like for example, to yourself, but like no, like there are people that like my kind of nose, there are people that it doesn't mean that I'm not cute, you know. It doesn't like, start finding a way to accept yourself, start finding a way to like, you have to be face to face. That's why I told you to be aware of those beliefs, because so that you can be face to face with them, and so that you can finally find a way to change those beliefs about yourself. You have to write them down, you have to know what they are, okay? And then feel those feelings. You have to stop hiding behind affirmations or try to make yourself feel good. Just feel how terrible you feel, and have compassion for yourself, and be there for yourself while you're feeling those feelings. And then challenge the thoughts, challenge the beliefs, and slowly start to force different beliefs, okay? Literally, you can do that. You can, I'm gonna make a video about how to change your beliefs. This video is not about how to change your beliefs, but it's just giving you an idea of like what to do, and just like how to change, just to understand that you have so many bad beliefs about yourself, and to become aware of them and face to face with them, and to find a way to truly change those beliefs, okay? Okay, so I love you, and this video came to an end. I hope that this video helped you, and that you will use those tools that I gave you to become more aware of your worth. I love you so much, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a like, leave a comment, and share it with friends that want to discover their worth. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video.